Last month, under the global spotlight, China's People's Liberation Army unveiled its latest armored vehicle, the ZTZ-100 main battle tank. Drones captured the tank's sleek maneuvers, while Norinco officials hailed it as a revolutionary leap in armored warfare. The ZTZ-100 was presented as a next-generation combat platform, lighter, faster, and more technologically integrated than any of its predecessors. Beijing's message: China is now setting the pace in military technology. But, beneath the polished presentation, questions quickly surfaced. Military analysts noted that several design choices ran counter to established trends in the US, Germany, and Russia. Is the ZTZ-100 truly a revolutionary step forward, or a collection of compromises? Our investigation reveals a pattern design decisions that seem to prioritize production expediency and political messaging over battlefield realities. The ZTZ-100 appears caught between projecting technological supremacy and managing domestic industrial overcapacity. We'll peel back the layers of state-sponsored fanfare to ask, is China's new dragon a formidable weapon or a beautifully crafted industrial mirage? Let's look past the press releases and examine the real story behind the ZTZ-100. One of the most surprising features of the ZTZ-100 is its main armament, a 105mm rifled cannon. While modern tanks worldwide use 120mm or 125mm smoothbore guns, China's choice seems like a step backward. Norinco claims advanced ammunition makes up for the smaller caliber, offering lighter weight and higher rate of fire. But physics favors larger, heavier projectiles for tank-killing power. No 105mm shell can match the destructive force of a 120mm round. Analysts suggest this is a cost-saving measure, leveraging China's vast stockpiles and existing production lines. The 105mm gun simplifies logistics and keeps factories running, but it signals a tank designed for lower-intensity conflicts or export, not peer-level warfare. This choice undermines the ZTZ-100's claim to world-beating status. Against the latest Abrams or Leopard, the ZTZ-100 would be outgunned from the start. The 105mm cannon is the first major red flag that the ZTZ-100 may not be all it seems. The ZTZ-100's hybrid electric power system is touted as a game-changer: silent watch, rapid acceleration, and stealth. But this innovation relies on massive lithium-ion batteries, which are volatile and dangerous in combat. A single shell fragment or shock could trigger a catastrophic battery fire, nearly impossible to extinguish inside an armored hull. The risks aren't just from enemy fire. Off-road shocks and gun recoil could also compromise battery safety. No Western military has accepted this gamble for its main battle tanks. Why did China take the risk? The answer lies in industrial strategy. China leads the world in battery production. The hybrid tank showcases domestic technology and keeps factories busy, but it may sacrifice crew safety for industrial synergy. The ZTZ-100's hybrid engine is a solution in search of a problem, prioritizing a futuristic narrative over battlefield survivability. Once again, industrial policy seems to outweigh combat effectiveness. The ZTZ-100's design is shaped by China's industrial overcapacity. By requiring advanced electronics, batteries, and specialty steel, the tank guarantees business for state-owned enterprises. Each design choice, like the 105mm gun or hybrid engine, keeps old production lines active and absorbs excess capacity. The result is a vehicle optimized for economic stimulus, not battlefield performance. Unlike Western procurement, which starts with military needs, the ZTZ-100's requirements seem driven by industrial planners. It's a tank that looks good on a parade ground and even better on an economic report. The PLA may be fielding weapons that serve the state's economic goals more than its military ones. Strip away the high-tech features, and a tank's core job is to destroy other tanks. Here, the ZTZ-100's 105mm gun is outmatched by the 120mm and 125mm cannons of modern Western and Russian tanks. This firepower deficit means ZTZ-100 crews must get dangerously close to enemy tanks to be effective. Western tanks can destroy targets from much greater distances. Range is life in tank warfare. The ZTZ-100's lighter weight also suggests thinner armor, making it more vulnerable to enemy fire. Modern armor protection requires mass, and the ZTZ-100's lighter frame can't match the passive protection of an Abrams. The result? A tank that is both outgunned and less protected, a glass cannon in the worst sense. It may perform against older tanks or in asymmetric conflicts, but it falls short for peer-level battles. The fanfare can't hide the fact that, in firepower and protection, the ZTZ-100 is a step sideways, not forward. Its high-tech image masks fundamental battlefield weaknesses. Inside the ZTZ-100, the traditional controls are replaced by a glass cockpit, large touchscreens promising seamless battlefield awareness. The system looks impressive, but its practicality in ground combat is questionable. Tanks operate in mud, dust, and violent vibration, conditions that can crack screens and render touch controls unreliable. In combat, rugged switches and physical buttons are often superior to fragile digital interfaces. The glass cockpit is also vulnerable to cyber attacks and electronic jamming, potentially leaving the crew blind and helpless. A single software glitch could cripple the entire vehicle. Unlike older designs with redundant analog systems, the decision seems driven by a desire to appear advanced, not by battlefield realities. The ZTZ-100's cockpit trades proven reliability for a fragile digital dream. The ZTZ-100 uses a universal chassis, a common platform for tanks, IFVs, artillery, and more. This streamlines manufacturing and logistics, but forces design compromises. A jack-of-all-trades chassis is rarely optimal for any one role. The tank's dimensions and layout are dictated by the need to fit multiple vehicle types, not by what makes the best tank. The result, a taller, less specialized hull, likely making it a bigger target and less survivable. Weight limits force sacrifices in armor and armament, explaining the lighter gun and thinner protection. The universal chassis prioritizes industrial efficiency over combat specialization. The ZTZ-100 is a compromised design, built for the factory floor, not the front line. Examining the ZTZ-100's underpowered gun, risky hybrid engine, fragile cockpit, and compromised chassis, a clear picture emerges. This is not a tank designed solely to win wars. It's a vehicle serving political, economic, and industrial goals. The ZTZ-100 project's Chinese technological prowess, fuels nationalist pride, and sustains domestic industries. Its value as a propaganda tool may rival its value as a weapon. Economically, it creates a closed loop benefiting state-owned enterprises and is tailored for export to developing nations. A flashy, affordable tank with a 105mm gun is attractive to buyers who don't face top-tier adversaries. But by prioritizing industrial output and political messaging over combat realities, China risks fielding a flawed weapon. A tank that looks good on paper but fails under fire is a liability, not an asset. The true test will come not in parades, but in battle, where the gap between industrial mirage and combat reality is measured in lives. The ZTZ-100 is a warning. When politics drives design, soldiers pay the price.